Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution. Ay, Bitcoin is the one, no substitution. Ay, with Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What is up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. So we have Jeff from Merlin back with us again, guys. Bitmap Tech himself. He's been all over the place lately, knocking out space after space, and he's joined us today for an amazing interview. We're gonna get into it. We have so much to talk about, and if you guys don't know, what they've been doing over there, they had everyone stake, right? And now you're able to unstake. So if you had an asset over there before, I want to say yesterday or the day before, you're able to get that back out now. And finally, people can stop complaining about that, because that was hard to hear grown men cry for a while. But everything's fine now. Everything's good. And we are very excited to have him on. We're going to talk about everything from the last time we've talked to him. So, guys, we're going to have his last interview in the show notes below. So if you didn't catch that one, check that out first and then jump back to this one. But this is going to be really good. It's going to be very knowledgeable, a lot of information in this one. But before we get started, I'm going to bring in my partner, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up? What is
going on? Dude, we got Jeff back, man. We got Jeff in the building. Appreciate him as always. What can you give the audience real quick before we bring Jeff up?
Yeah, I think it's exciting to have him back. He's obviously, been extremely busy with everything with Merlin Chain and all that stuff. But I think today's, kind of catch up is gonna be a fun one. I think just kind of, getting like some insight on how he feels the space has really evolved, and where his mind was whenever he decided like to actually put plans in place for Merlin Chain and stuff like that. I think it's going to be a really great conversation. But I'm glad to have him on. He's a friend of the show. People don't realize that this guy's been in the ordinal space since I think like early last summer, even before that, probably before that as a user, but early last summer as like a platform. And so today's episode's going to be fun.
Yeah, man. So without further ado, let's bring him up. Jeff, man, welcome back to Ordinal Revolution, my friend.
Yeah, Jim, guys, and good night from Hong Kong. Yeah, Hong Kong is gonna be crazy about Bitcoin. Yeah, I think Hong Kong is like painted orange this week. Like everyone, like from US, from Europe, from Dubai are here, celebrating Bitcoin this week.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Are you seeing a lot of advertisements for the Hong Kong Bitcoin ETF, or is it just the conventions really kind of bringing that to life?
Yeah, I think right now the Hong Kong ETF is, I think as a symbol, it's great because like Hong Kong is like a financial center. Besides US, now Hong Kong has ETF, but I think the volume is not high right now. We're actually working with like the two major ETF, in Hong Kong, with Merlin, because there are lots of Bitcoin liquidity there, and they're trying to do something with us as well. But I think it's a great idea for the East, community. They finally like accepting Bitcoin as a ETF, and so I think Hong Kong is going to be a great city for Bitcoin for the next decade.
Let's go. That's amazing.
Yep. And I think the conference actually is really needed right now for East and West, because there's a lot of travelers from the West that arrived at the conference, and I think whenever there's a opportunity for both of these groups to really kind of work together to understand each other's mindset, where they're coming from, because I feel like definitely the East is working on more of interoperability from like being able to bridge and stuff into side chains and stuff like that. The West is more like, oh, we want to focus solely on layer one, but then when you are in the same room, you both can kind of see, oh, this is why, or oh, this is why. Do you feel like that's starting to happen at that event?
Yeah, I have lots of things or emotions about that. First is last year everybody's saying Ordinals is just a toy, it's dead, And this year, I don't know if you guys remember, like February, when we're launching Bitcoin Layer 2, everyone's saying Bitcoin Layer 2 is a scam. Bitcoin doesn't have Layer 2. And right now, look at Polychain, Pantera, Coinbase. They like all invested in the Bitcoin Layer 2s. They have Bitcoin like staking, restaking, AVS for 5 billion, $10 billion, raising the funds. So yeah, I think just feel like for a couple of months, like lots of things are changed. And I'm not saying I take it as like something from Merlin changed their mind, but but definitely, like, I think Merlin, like, it made a huge impact in the West. Like all these people, all those builders, the Bitcoin Layer 2 founders, like, they know about us. Like, we have, like, talk a lot today and probably tomorrow. So yeah, that's the first thing. And the second thing is, like, as a Chinese person, like we've been through the whole crypto history, from 2010, 2012, and we hold Bitcoins. We mine Bitcoins. We sell them. We got stolen. Like, all Bitcoin got stolen. Like sometime, at least one time. So we have like experienced everything with Bitcoin. Like, Ethereum was like a new thing for us, right? But for the Western users, I think lots of them, they experienced Ethereum first. So not many of them hold Bitcoin in the past 3 to 4 years. So I think the Asian people do have a special feeling, like Chinese people, Japanese people, like they do have a special, like, feeling, history about Bitcoins. They love these assets, and when this is going up, they're the first one, to buy Ordinals, to buy BRC20 at first place. But right now, you see all those Western builders come here to build this together. Yeah, I think it's a great thing. And they never come to Hong Kong for Ethereum conference, right? But they come here for the Bitcoin
It's true.
conference. Yeah, and I think it's a great thing for both, East and West.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you on that. I mentioned that you've been in the space since whenever we first met you was that early summer period. And as a user, I'm sure before that, because you fell in love with the bitmap theory. And a lot of these newer users didn't realize that about you. They just thought you were this guy that came out of left field and said, "Hey, here's Merlin Chain." You know what I mean? And that's why I think a lot of people were like, "Why do you guys have so much conviction in Jeff and Merlin Chain? You don't know him." And I was like, "Well, we do, because we've been interviewing him for a long time." But if we go back to that time period, right? Like when you were the user, getting the butterflies in your stomach about Bitmap and the possibilities for it, up until today, where we have runes and stuff. How would you say the space has evolved, and would you say it's evolved in a good way or a bad way?
I mean, it's always involved in a good way, having more people to come eventually. I think the space has changed. Of course, we can talk that later. Like, lots of things to change. And when people are minting BRC20, they're minting like a 3-4 million dollar value thing, right? But when the people are minting like runes, it's like much higher valuation. So that's why they don't have like this kind of like money effect like BRC20. Like when we were talking in Bimbaps for sets, it was like at least like 100 to 200 times like of profits, right? But you cannot make
Hmm.
this kind of profits in runes like today. I mean, probably not tomorrow, but like today. Yeah, and also for Merlin, when we are talking about a Bitcoin Layer 2 with you guys, like none of us has expected, such volume and traction, from all over the world. Like, we never, like, even you guys probably like never expected. We never expected. We never go around to lobby, like people to come on, stake your, Bitmaps, or like big Bitcoin. Like, we never expected like 270,000 Bitmaps staked. We thought maybe like I bet with my team members, I bet like 50K, 80K, or right at Bitcoin. Like, I thought it was like 2,000 Bitcoin will be good enough. Like, look at like KuCoin or all the other the
Yeah.
CX. They have like thousands of Bitcoin in their CX. For Merlin, like 5,000 Bitcoin will be a dream for me. But eventually it goes up to like 40K Bitcoin. So yeah, so we never expected that. And people like are asking because like people feel like afraid or like frightened, or like because if some guy out of nowhere can raise that kind of money in their staking program, they're afraid this guy will rock. I mean, of course, to me, if I see that, I would feel the same. But the thing is, Merlin is not coming from nowhere. But to most people in the world, Merlin is coming from nowhere, right? Like this guy from nowhere. But we're not coming from nowhere. So I do think this is because of community support, and we are always grateful for that.
Yeah, and for people that don't know, I mean, Jeff built Recursiverse, and then he built BRC 420, and then and then now it's Merlin, right? You've been building this entire time, and it's been absolutely amazing to watch, man. Your progression from project to project. What did I forget?
Bitmap.game.
Bitmap.game.
All three of those platforms were Bitcoin layer 1, by the way.
Yes, you were building on Bitmap this entire time. To see someone like you, that's the layer 2 that we wanted to support. That's why we are called the Merlin boys. People from the outside were calling us that, is because, you know, we seen what you were building, and, you know, you weren't someone from the outside. You were someone who, like, we considered, you know, building with us, you know what I mean? And that was absolutely amazing to see. And that's why we think Merlin's going to be the top one. I guess my next question would just be, you know, last time we talked to you, you had a lot of pressure on you, right? You had, you know, you had a lot of people's bags on your shoulders, and now that is kind of, it's all back, and everyone has their assets back safely. Every single person that you know that wanted them back has it back. How does it feel to be relieved of that pressure?
Uh, I I will ask a trivia question first, if you guys can answer that right. I will give back. I will give you guys like a freebie map, which is like $30 today. But yeah, I mean $70. But like we have like an address, you know, for bridge. I mean, we have several address for bridge, but we have like the biggest address for bridge. You got, guess how many bitcoins have we bridged in and bridged out in total in the past like 45 days?
You said 40,000, so I'm gonna go 40,000.
Yeah, that bridge is for the bridging and bridge out. We
Okay.
actually have 180,000 bitcoins
Oh my
bridged in and
god.
bridged back, like hundreds of thousands of transactions, if not millions. So I think that address will be like I would say the biggest one, you know, in 2024, or even in the Bitcoin history. I don't think, you know, many addresses will surpass that, you know, because like it's bridging, bridge out, you know, transferring, transfer out, 180,000 bitcoins. So when you ask a pressure, yeah, when you are bridging, you know, 180K Bitcoin in and out, of course you have pressure. You know, when you're
That's the
bridging, like,
amount.
yeah.
That's the amount Michael Saylor has. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, and like he doesn't even bridge out
No.
like on daily basis, you know. It's on daily
He
basis.
Oh.
only
Like
bridges in.
transactions.
He only bridges in.
But
Yeah.
Coinbase is his custodian, though. He doesn't even touch it. You know,
Yeah,
it's
I was just messing around. He
crazy.
only buys. That's why I
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, and like just like there's very few, if there's any, you know, company who are bridging bitcoins like to those amount of users, bridging in and bridge out on daily basis, and that's a big thing. That is not big thing for number. That's a big thing that people can trust this bridge for the future. You know, when we're doing restaking and, you know, a staking solution for Bitcoin, but that's like another story. And the thing is, you know, we have to bridge out like node monkeys, puppets, bitmaps, all those NFTs to users by UTXO. And like I said, even until today, Merlin is still the only one who are open bridge for Bitcoin, for NFTs, for BRC20, and like in 5 days for the ruins. So I think, yeah, so we stand by our words. We're supporting Bitcoin, you know, native assets. And the other layer twos, they only accept Bitcoin because that's just game for the whales, you know. They have VCs, they have the whales there, they just play around with Bitcoins. How many Bitcoins do like retail users have, guys? Like not many people have 10 Bitcoin in their wallets.
No.
So yeah, so I mean enough of complaining. Yeah, so the pressure is huge. And when you're dealing with all those assets, uh like nobody can sleep tight in like in nights, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely. You know, that's from the beginning when the TVL got to like 4 billion. How can you not just have that pressure on your back, anyways? Because everybody's, and plus the magnifying glass is on you at that point because everybody is talking about you and the Merlin chain. I mean, because there's getting so much positive, you know, hype at that point because there's the TVL. But after that, let's just kind of get away a little bit from all that, right? Because, you know, let's get kind of back to where we were talking about like the evolution of Bitcoin assets and stuff from your experience. you know, there's a debate that Shizzy and I have. It's kind of ongoing, and our minds kind of change a little bit on it here and there, depending on, you know, updates from meta protocols. But I've had this like mentality that like until one of the op codes gets added, like opcat or something that can allow you to have smart contracts on Bitcoin layer 1, I feel like all these meta protocols will live, you know, in the same ecosystem, and that could happen throughout the bull run to where, you know, liquidity gets kind of passed through them all, or they form their own, you know, paths. Do you see that as well, or are you more in Shizzy's kind of boat to where, you know, like Runes is probably going to take over and win? Because you get to see kind of like the demand being from like the Bitcoin layer 2 sidechain point of view of like what you want to bring over. How do you view that?
I mean, I got a little bit confused about the OP cat against runes.
So I was just saying, like, you know, with opcat, if that does get added to Bitcoin, then you can have smart contracts on Bitcoin, right?
Oh
But
yeah, so
yeah,
and other Bitcoin native like token protocols and stuff. So they are not
yeah,
needed anymore, right? Yeah.
yeah, because there's just going to be one standard in the smart contracts at that point. But let's say that like opcat doesn't get added. Like, do you see like ARC20, BRC20, TAP, you know, runes, all like they're meta protocols that have communities, right? It's not like they have nobody. So do you see them eventually like getting big enough to like have their own path and maybe even like have their own chain eventually one day, or work together on Bitcoin, you know, to where all these protocols will have liquidity? Or do you just see like runes being the only one?
Yes. I mean, I will answer this like on behalf of myself, you know, not not speaking of for Merlin Chain.
Yeah.
I was just trying to say when you say like 4 billion TVL, like I want to add here as well. So like you know, like I make enough profits by trading BRC20 and Ordinals, you know, like but you know by having all TVLs on Merlin Chain, we're losing money. We're paying millions of dollars for the custodial service and stuff. So for me, I think yeah, I think Merlin Chain will be my you know quote like biggest mistake because I sleep less, I make less money, losing all this money by staking audience stats, you know, by not trading runes. But anyway, yeah. So for the OP cat, I I still think it's a long shot. You know, it's not easy to build this kind of thing on Bitcoin. To be honest, I know people are playing with this idea, and you know, say like don't underestimate it. I mean, nobody's like underestimating it, but it's a long shot, and we are kind of you know team like you guys know me like last year we are on the team like on the ground building products that can be live next week. This type of person, so I would say it's a long shot, and it should not be considered right now. You know, comparing to Ruins and BRC20 because you know they're like fine products on chain already, and for those token protocols, I would say you need to have a you know a edge, you know, something different people can like remember you. Like there's not much difference by like if you buy and flip and make profits on you know ordi or atom or you know the runes token. There's not much difference for the users, right? It's just like different marketplace and stuff, you just buy and sell. So for users the experience is not much different, for the new users there's no difference at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, but the thing is, like the value behind that, the culture behind that protocol needs to have like edge. I think ARS20 didn't go very well, to be honest. Yeah, like my personal view, Tap didn't go very well, because like they're not much different, you know, than BRS20, even though they claim to be, but you know the users don't care about the technical thing at all. So I think the Ruins is doing you know a great job, you know, because you know I think first the pre-runes are brilliant. You know, if you look at like today, because like they already get the users community behind that and all these
Yeah.
tractions. But in the future, I don't know. In the future, I don't know because I think right now we have too many tokens and too little builders. So, like to be honest.
Yeah. Well, don't you think the pre-runes can take away from the excitement to try to get new users into the ecosystem
Yes.
because they feel like the market cap's just too high?
Yes, of course. Like if you buy a token with like 400 million market cap, you cannot make like as much money as you when you buy rats sats already, right? So so definitely. So, but like, I think today is too early to talk about how runes will go in the future. But like to be honest, in mine, I think we have too many tokens, too many communities behind tokens, and you can see the price is not going well. So I don't know. I like I'm a little bit like disappointed right now. Not like on the builders or like the token itself, but just having too many tokens in Bitcoin, and you cannot even explain. Like when I was trying to explain these tokens to outsiders, like I cannot explain. Like what's the difference between dog and rune token? Like what's the difference between this and that? There's no difference.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could say the same with Shiba though and Doge, right?
Yes, but like you cannot say that story like every day. This is
Yeah,
Doge.
yeah,
This is what's Doge. Like not everyone can be Doge. Like only one Doge in the world.
yeah. No, you're right. 100%. I agree.
Yeah. I think there's going to have to be some tooling that separates it, like like Jeff said, something that stays in the back of users' mind. So if there's like really cool tooling, or my idea of being able to assign rare stats or exotic stats to each token in a token supply, I think that adds another layer of kind of like liquidity, actually, in a sense, of collateralizing like token supplies. Do you think that has any possibility in the future?
Yes, of course. I think like just like having more imagination, more utilities and stories. Like I was bidding for the epic set. I don't know if you guys were on that space.
Oh man, that would have been
Oh,
amazing.
Yeah, I was bidding that. Like I like the highest bid I put is 25 Bitcoin, which is like I say this is a lot for me. But like
Yeah.
33.3 Bitcoin, I would say, I give up. Like I don't want to be like on the show and people saying you are using our stake Bitcoin to bid epic
Yeah.
set. So I didn't do that. But
you would have
I mean
got
I'm not
that.
using their Bitcoin, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
I don't want to be the center of the show right now. But anyway, so like just imagine Bitmaps. So like last year before I'm not saying we, but before like all those builders building for Bitmaps, it's just like a very cheap like stuff, for like 3 million, like 4 million market cap. And when people are start building for Bitmaps, people have this kind of expectation, imagination about DMT, about metaverse, about gaming. That's why the price goes up. I think the highest market cap is like $300 million, right? So we need this kind of stuff to make more people understand. Like there are people like asking me about Bitmaps every day. What's like behind the philosophy behind that? What does metaverse look like in the future for Bitmaps? All that stuff. That's why this community can grow. This asset can grow. But if we have like so many fungible tokens, all look the same. Everyone claims to be the next Doge or Shibanu. I don't think that will work.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Definitely definitely good conversation. For sure. But like I guess kind of want to move this conversation to something else. So this is a question that I got from a community member. Obviously, you're pretty much well off, right? Like you can trade right now and you can make a living for yourself just doing fun stuff and real stressless stuff, right? What drives you to build Merlin? Why are you building Merlin? Why take on these sleepless nights? Why take on the stress? Why take on all this in like staked like bullcrap that you don't have to do? Why are you building this?
Yes. So I think the first reason is that we see the potential behind Bitcoin, which people can go from bottom, bottom up. Last year, we see all these grassroots builders come here, build crazy stuff. Not all of them are successful, but it's just a lot of fun. So I think we want to build something like this. Like you guys said, we were building last year. We were a very small team. You guys never heard of recursivers, never tried to do stuff. So like we like people love to see this kind of story, like nobody from the ground and build stuff day by day. And one day build something cool and billions of dollars flooding into that ecosystem stuff. So we want to build that story. Like we know if we miss that chance, like I will regret like for my life. So I think we want to build something great and something from the community, something like from the beginning of the Ordinals revolution started. And that's the first thing. Second thing is we see too many like I see much more stuff stories than the users, because like we were the one talking to these VCs and the exchanges and all that stuff. We know this today's crypto world is uh like what is the word that Donald Trump said? Like somehow like control, or like cricket. I don't know. It's just like very weird situation that like those people control the narrative. They invest and they put the token on CX, and people buying that tokens so they can make profits. We see that story every day. We want to see a new story. We want to see like in Bitcoin, there's no Vitalik, there's no Satoshi, there's no God. People build from their own, use their imagination, not too institutionalized, not backed by VC, paint a great roadmap, write some cool white paper that nobody reads, and then just make like millions of dollars. So we want to see that. We want to live that story. I think that's the reason why we are building this. If you give me another chance, I will still do that. But personally, this does me no good, to be honest. Lots of pressure, and I don't want to go outside anymore. I don't want to travel anymore. So yeah, personally, it's bad for me. Like all my friends, told me this, but yeah, but we want to see the story. We want to see this happen in the Bitcoin ecosystems. I don't want to see the Ethereum stuff going over again in Bitcoin. You know.
I love it. Great answer. Amazing answer.
Yeah, that is definitely a good answer. I want to talk about a topic real quick about that's been kind of on my Twitter timeline. I would say the past month, and the first part of that month was kind of depressing. But the last week and a half, I feel like there's been some energy re-injected into it, and I'm talking about the Bitmap community. So obviously, you have a passion for Bitmap. That was one of the things that like really excited you when you came over here with your metaverse experience. And so, first, how does it feel to kind of see that like the Bitmap community and the asset itself kind of lost some, I don't know, pizzazz, I guess you will, or like energy. And it got to a point to where like now you see Batoshi kind of posting on Twitter timelines about it. And how do we fix what's happened with Bitmap?
Sorry, like what is exactly happening right now? Because like I didn't read timelines for a while.
Yeah,
but
so
but yes.
it's just like the Bitmap community kind of feeling depressed about the floor prices, and then also with the whole thing with the non-arbitrary tokens and DMT and stuff kind of taking away attention from it. It kind of affected it seems like the community energy.
Yes.
But what do you think
Yeah,
about that?
but first, I have lots of bitmaps, so I never feel like the money loss on that end, because like what hurts me the most is sets and ordi, so I cannot complain about bitmaps. But so I don't think the price is the problem here. I think like I said, like every time we are lack of builders, we are lack of builders can actually give utilities to bitmaps. Like if you have $1,000 today, like like probably you will not consider by bitmaps like as your first choice, because you cannot find a reason why. Like if you have to convince your like your girlfriend or your friend to buy bitmaps, it's very hard to convince them right now, because like there's like when we're building the bitmaps game, like every week we have updates. People can see, oh, I can do this on Bitmap, I can do this on Bitmaps. So people have this kind of passion and expectation. So we always say, we need more builders there. We cannot build this by ourselves. But when you look back for the past 3 to 6 months, there's still very few builders. So I would say something, probably many people will hate me for it. So if there's still no new builders for Bitmaps, the asset will go down, like for sure. And the second thing is, I know people are kind of like disappointed. We haven't launched the W map yet, because we didn't think first it's the right timing. When the price is going down, like to be honest, this is just personal view. When the price is going down, when you build something and the price still goes down, people will blame you. Like, why are you doing this to make this price go down? And I know every smart person will know, like making fungible tokens for Bitmap will not make it go down. But anyway, so we didn't think it's great timing. But yeah, like something like that, like lots of builders come here to actually build stuff for bitmaps. I think this will grow. But if there are no more builders come like to build this, like everybody's is building for ruins, everybody's a FOMO for some new assets. Of course, like I think 3 months ago, bitmaps is always like top 10 in Magic Eden, but right now for the past month, I cannot see them on the top ranking list anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, but do you think there's something wrong with the standard? Do you think there needs to be things added to the bitmap theory standard? Is that why the builders aren't able to build together and connect things interoperably?
I don't think so. To be honest, I don't think so. Just imagine if we are still like 100% all in building Bitmap game. Imagine how many updates we're going to have like today, right? We are having updates every week. Just imagine, there's like 10 teams building Bitmap game, different platforms. Imagine how many users are using Bitmaps like right now. So I think there's no excuse. Just like not many builders, too many tweeting builders, not actual builders.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think people maybe were taking for granted like bitmap.game and BRC 420 at the time, because at the time it seemed like there was a lot of activity on those two platforms that had to do with bitmaps. Obviously, bitmap.game for sure. And then the bitmap 420 assets were created really for that type of metaverse environment. And so, with that being said, you kind of had to step away from that to work on Merlin Chain, which is a huge project. And so that could have actually had a little bit to do with, the market with Bitmap, but you were looking for someone to take that over. Is that something that's happening, or does your team manage that? What does that look like?
Yes, so I think that is one thing I really have to say sorry to the community. No matter what kinds of decisions we're making, when we're thinking Merlin is like too much job, like to be like needed to be down, like the project's too big, or whatever reason that is, we somehow actually abandon BRC 420 and Bitmaps. Somehow, I mean, we're not abandoning them, but when you look at like outside the view, we somehow abandon them. So I think that's something we have to say sorry about. And also I really cannot clone myself into like 3 5 Jeff, to build this. And we want, like, we're talking to many teams, day by day, to let them build, continually, like on that product. And then we realized how hard that could be, because like if you're a team building for Bitmap game, you have no idea how much money you're spending on those game developers, and you are
Yeah.
making $0. Like Bitmap game is free, like we are making $0. And for the audio chatting, for the servers, you cannot imagine how much cost that would be. And when they're talking to us, they will say, okay, when we're taking this over, we want to launch a token and stuff. And we say no, like we don't want people to launch tokens on Bitmap game just to make money. So that's like a red flag for us. So when we're talking to more people, we realize how hard that is job for any team. But yeah, but we are definitely trying to figure this out. By unstaking all those assets, we finally have some free time to think. Not worry about the bridge and stuff. But yeah, so that's why I say the builders are very hard. They are taking all the cost and not launching tokens. I mean, if somebody taking over Bitmap game and launch tokens, that would be really bad. Like, what do you guys think?
I don't know. It sounds interesting. I'm not gonna lie to
mean,
you. The degen in me is like, let's go, but
I don't know how that would work though. Like if would they launch tokens per what, like your bitmap? Like how many tokens you could have?
I mean, if they are doing BMAP like platform and they don't have like 20K BMAPs, they probably launch the tokens to themselves and ask users to buy these
yeah.
tokens to play games on platform. That's how people make money in
Yeah.
crypto, guys. That's how people make
Yeah.
money.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, sorry.
I was just wondering how they could integrate it into the actual bitmap.game to where it could be, gamified or whatever,
Like the
but
native currency.
or something, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how much you were spending on maintaining bitmap.game. I'm sure it's a lot because it sounded like that when you just explained it. But I felt like you had a good support with BRC 420, and then like the Merlin chain was just like so much more like stress for you. But at the same time, like I said, I don't know how you like if you were making more on BRC 420 than you were spending on Bitmap.game. But at the end of the day, you know, you took on the bigger challenge, in my opinion. And I feel like it kind of like actually like it shows like how much influence I think your platforms had on the Bitmap community. And that's like a positive thing in certain in sense of like what you built there. But I do understand why you apologize. I don't think you need to apologize for that, but I understand why you do, because like you had a lot of like influence on keeping the Bitmap community kind of strong, in my opinion.
Yes, like my initial idea was like, somebody will come to build for bitmaps. Some like I mean, BRC 420 is open source, so somebody will come, for build like platforms and marketplace for BRC 420. But eventually, that I prove myself wrong. So we do think this is a huge problem, and we know the early supporters of Merlin are the bitmap holders and are the BRC 420 holders. So like the all I can say is, we will definitely keep building them, in our team or with other teams. You guys probably know the BRC 420 upgrade. They're finished like a month ago. We didn't release them because we don't want to release such a huge product in the when the market is going down. We don't think it's a like perfect timing, and also with runes, stuff, and the gas fee is high. And also when you guys see the Merlin Phantom, it's going live. It's going live in May. And the first thing we're doing is Merlin Phantom with Bitmap and only Bitmaps. So there's no other tokens, going to be launched in the Merlin Phantom program. The only token will be launched is Bitmap for the first, for the first month or first 1 to 2 months. So yeah, so we are coming back for them. And
Nice.
because like all the DApps are built by all these great builders, so we don't have to worry about that. We just, keep doing what we're doing the best, build for the Bitmaps, Merlin, and BS 420. So yeah, so that is definitely going back. And personally, for me, like evil, like little bit like evil thoughts is like, just wait, for the people in the BS 420 and Bitmaps got too desperate, for the paper hands to get to get off, and
Pick
then we
them
start
all
building
up.
together. Yeah, and then we start building together, like because like every asset has to go through this kind of phase.
Yeah.
For sure. Real quick though, we definitely jumped into Merlin Phantom with Mr. J, but for people that don't know what Merlin Phantom is, could you give us a quick overview?
Yeah, basically like you can have like transitions from different token protocols. So like you can have BRC 20 to runes 1 to 1. There's no like new assets. So like one set from BRC 20 to a new runes tokens by locking them, or you can say burning them to the new assets. And of course you can transition back, and with NFTs to fungible tokens, with fungible tokens to NFTs. Think about that. So if you have 10,000 Merl, you can burn them, get a PFP, and show people that you actually hold 10,000 Merl. And anytime you can transition back by selling them on the CX. So yeah, even from the fungible tokens to NFTs, from BRC20 to fungible tokens, from Bitmaps to fungible tokens. So yeah, I mean, if you guys check, what is the only rune tokens on the block of 8, 420, 69? If you guys can check that right now, the only rune tokens on the block of 8, 420, 69.
It's RuPi.
No, it's not.
No.
It's the token that nobody has seen before.
Wait, how do you check? How do you check that?
Well,
I guess you got a mempool.
You can check on Luminex maybe.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think it's on like Ordinals like official site. I think like ordinals.com.
Ordinals.com. He's given us
We're scrambling now.
assignment. He said 840.
What was it? 840.
8, 420, 420, 69, guys.
Oh.
420, 69.
Is that the halving block? No.
Let's check it. I don't know. I'm struggling, Jeff. You got to help us.
Well, you have to click on blocks first. 840, 820.
Oh man.
There it is.
What is it?
8/4/2069.
This site always takes forever for me. I don't know about you. Does it?
Yeah.
Ordinals.com.
Yeah, I gotta go further back. I
But
see the
but
blocks.
anyway, guys, like we can leave this like for
We failed the test.
yeah, for the audience. But like there's only one root token minted on the 8th for 2069, which is like a great block. So yeah, so like that was like from days ago. So yeah, we are definitely coming back for those assets, we built before, and we want to build like more like interesting stuff for them, because like Merlin has already, staked, unstaked TGE, so there's not much, like pressure stuff we're doing right
Yeah.
now. So yeah, so we finally get back, what we started.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. A lot of the big pressure stuff is past that. Now it's like hyper focused on like making the chain better and better products on the chain and stuff like that. So I think it's a good point. All right. So my last question for you is, you've mentioned a couple times, that the timing isn't right of timing the market. Someone that's obviously has to look at the overview of the entire market. Right now, we're in a little bit of a down period with Bitcoin. When do you see that next big move up with Bitcoin happening?
I cannot predict the price, but I
Yeah.
do think, first, I do think the bull market is not here yet. And I do think, the ETF has, pumped the price too much. So we are definitely seeing like, a
Correction.
background from the Bitcoin. But, we're not building for the price, so we will definitely building, from the bottom. Like I wish Bitcoin was like 50K today, So
Mhm.
building from the bottom is like the very interesting thing to do. So like not many people paying attention, real holders are here, cheering for you and stuff. But yeah, I don't think like this is not the bull market yet. And with all those Bitcoin ecosystems, Bitcoin layer twos, restaking, all these things, I don't think Bitcoin is taking the lead in the in this bull round. Like we are not seeing many stories in the Ethereum ecosystem this year. So yeah.
But do you think there will be an alt season? There has to be, right?
Yeah, there has to be. I mean, just imagine today is like 2020. It's just like a like very low point. And the 2020 we have DeFi summer. The early 2021 we have the out season, the GameFi, the metaverse. So yeah, we are at least like a year, like a year before.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but
All
like
right,
something
Jeff.
I want, yeah, but something I want to add here is like, yeah, I do think there's too much pressure about the assets, on me. Like, BRC 420 is an open source protocol. Nobody complained to Domo about, like why is already like going down. I mean, it's a free mint token. It's an open source protocol. Like, I'm not Bitoshi, right? I'm not the founder of Bitmap. I'm just building a game for Bitmap. Like, why is everybody like talking to me when the Bitmap
Because
price is going down?
you're so talented that you were
No,
able
like,
to, and you have the vision. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, I don't want to take the roles, just like
Yeah.
like when the price is going up, like nobody's giving me like their revenue, their profits.
Yeah,
But the
that's
price is
true.
going down, it's like too much pressure, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little. So, switching back to Merlin real quickly. A little birdie told me that there's an upgrade coming. Can you speak on that at all?
Yes, so we are upgrading from the version 5 to version 8. Version 5 is like the current version that Merlin Mainnet is using. So we upgraded the testnet 2 weeks ago from version 5 to 8, which is a huge improvement that Bitcoin wallets can use like seamlessly, no congestion, no waiting in line, no too many transactions. The TPS will be much higher when you're doing perp like surf, you'll be much smoother. The gas fee will be much lower. So we are seeing this, version 5 to 8 kind of improvement on testnet, and we are testing our mainnet for this. Like we really try hard testing everything out. Like everyone is like doubting us, like having $4 billion in Merlin, and they're afraid if there's some hackers come to steal the money. But we've done the test, like for long time for the bridges, like when you use our product, like no matter how hard to use them, but at least it's safe. So yeah, we are we are going to have the improvement. And we are going to have the upgrade for the mainnets in a very short period of time.
Gotcha. And I guess my next question would be, is there any dApps that you're excited about that are coming now? Obviously, like DeFi is fun and all, but is there anything, any dApps that maybe you talk to or something that you maybe can't say, but maybe give us some alpha? Anything you're excited about?
Yes, I think I said that before. I think everything comes first with DeFi, so people
Yeah.
can actually understand. Right now, I still think the majority of Ordinals users, they don't really use DEX like that often. They don't understand how to do LPs. When they see the price goes down, they think there's like some conspiracy behind that. But I mean, it's liquidity pool, so I
Yep.
think, yeah, make me understand how DeFi works. Like lending, like right now you can do lots of lending on Avalon. They're like
Yep.
250 million TBO. There you can do perp. Surf has like 200 million trading volume. Just like they announced today. So yeah, so at Merlin Swap they have lots of volume there going on, like, as well. When we see the numbers, the Rune tokens traded there, comparing to the percentage of dog we have, it's much higher than Magic Eden, OKX, and Unisat combined, on day one. So there are lots of things with DeFi first. And if I want to do some like shilling today, I would say Bitcoin yield, Bitcoin restaking. Yeah, I want to like explain that like real quick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we
Good.
have one Bitcoin, from layer one, you have one Bitcoin. But the question is, if we have one Merlin Bitcoin, how many Bitcoin you will have by the end of this year? So we will post these questions, on our Twitter someday, and people can do the math. So because you have 1 million Bitcoin, you can participate in our POS systems to secure our network, and we are giving you future Merl token and BTC gas from the network fees. That's the first layer of yields you have. Second thing is when you stake Merlin Bitcoin into Solve or Stakestone, you will have the tokens by them. They're both invested by Binance and OKX. So you have like 5%, 10% tokens by them. And also, I don't know if you guys saw the announcement. Solve Bitcoin, they just have a partnership with Babylon. And also they have a partnership with Anti Alpha. So when you have Solve Bitcoin, you will have the yields from Babylon, which people think is like a multi-billion or like 10 billion, $20 billion projects, which is doing restaking for Bitcoin. So you can do that as well. So you have 1 million Bitcoin and one soft Bitcoin, and then you can do the restaking for Babylon. And also you can do the funding rate with Anti Alpha. Anti Alpha is like a sub company from Bitmain. Bitmain is like the biggest company for the Bitcoin mining for a
Hmm.
decade. They're having more revenues than any other companies. And they're doing funding rate, which means they use your Bitcoin to do quantum trading in CEX, and that gives you 10 to 20% of APY, which is risky, but this APY has been proven for years and years. And when you have soft Bitcoin, you can still restake them into other protocols. We are working with Linear, we are working with Mod, working with all those well-known Bitcoin, all those well-known Ethereum layer twos and layer threes, DeFi protocol, lending protocol, DAX, so you can have another yield. I just sold one of my tokens. I don't want to say name, but I staked my soft Bitcoin in their program like 3 weeks before, and today I make 70K US dollars profits on CX.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so when you have 1 million Bitcoin, you can have all these kinds of yields. And the only thing you are worrying about is, can you bridge out? We have proven you can bridge your Bitcoin out, right? So this is a totally new thing. This sounds crazy for the Bitcoin OGs, or like these people don't believe in layer twos and custodial. But I do think if we have some Bitcoin, I know all these whales they're doing this on Merlin. So if you have Bitcoins, that is like something you can use your Bitcoin, but not hold. I mean, holding them will be great thing, but using them for use, I think is something great. And also, I think that's the thing that only Merlin can do today, because we have proven all these projects partner with us, and also staking programs, and also the bridge.
Oh man, you got the DeFi person in me excited, dude. Definitely. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much saying. But real quick, so if by having the Merlin Bitcoin, that's actually staked Bitcoin, that's earning Merl just from holding that
Yes.
still.
Yeah, the program is not out yet, but yes. And also when you see like the liquidity, you can always sell your Merlin Bitcoin like for like 99%, right?
Yeah.
So there's no fear like in that transaction.
Yeah, I've noticed that it's barely anything. Just it's less than, you know, some of the you know, the slippage fees on some of the chains. So it's like, oh, it's pretty identical from Merlin to thing that's pretty much non-risk in my eyes. So, but
And so
yeah,
yeah, so you can see one Merlin Bitcoin on DEX will be higher than one, like in a very short period of time because like it has more yield.
because you get the yield. Oh wow, I didn't think about that. Yeah, yeah, man. Oh, as we close this, man, it's been absolutely amazing. But I'm gonna force you to buy one rune. Which rune are you picking? You have to buy one. You can only buy one, and it has to be your entire portfolio going into this one rune. What are you picking?
I would pick dog. You know, I think yeah, I think Leo was a fun guy. You know, transparent guy. On Twitter all the time. I'm saying this because I've already bought tons of dogs, not by free will, not by free will,
He's like,
not
I'm
by free
telling you
will.
my exact portfolio. No, just kidding.
Yeah, not by free will because I provide liquidity for the dog I'm running
Yeah,
personally. And when the
Yeah.
price goes down, it just it's just like
hurts.
forcing me buying them.
Oh man, this has been fun, man. This has been the funnest interview we've had with you. We had some really fun ones. That's saying a lot. We
Yeah,
appreciate you,
what's your
Jeff. We
answer?
appreciate everything you're
Yeah,
doing.
Shizzy. Like,
Well,
what's your
what's your
guys'
what?
answer for runes?
I like RSIC. I liked Rune Dev. I think they're building a meta protocol on top of Runes. I'm not 100% sure of that. There's nothing really to tell me that, but they have dropped some screenshots of like Rune Coin, you know, AVAX, Rune Coin, this, Rune Coin, that. So they're building something with RSIC. I don't know what it is, but if I was forced to gamble, I don't like memes personally. I like, you know, projects. And for me, I'd take the risk on RSIC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
for
Gobi.
me,
Like what about you? Yeah.
with me, I actually would get into one of the non-pre runes just because it will attract more from the outside. So something like one of the ones that's probably tied to Casey because there's some sort of like Wanko Manko runes or Bitcoin Pepe Matrix. It like actually attracts me because there's a lot of holders there, and the market cap is like 4 million right now. There's like 15,000 holders. And so Satoshi Nakamoto is one that I hold. You know, about 19,000 holders, but that pre-mine scares me of 4 million. So, but I feel like those have the most upside opportunities.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you guys for the for the answer. Yeah, yeah. I have to look into runes like more, like when I have time, like today.
Yeah, man. Well, we know you're in Hong Kong, man. We know you guys are about to have this amazing cruise and stuff like that. What are you looking forward to being there?
Yeah, I think like eventually the ordinals people, you know, have the floor right now. You know, people come here to listen about ordinals. Like last year ordinal summit in Singapore was a disaster. You know, like Casey and Domo were here, but nobody know about them. You know, all
Yeah.
these tycoons from Singapore, they don't give a shit about ordinals. but
Yeah.
but but this year, you know, we have the floor. You know, like when I talk to the builders, you know, I played with Ordi like a year ago, guys. So I think yeah, it's definitely happening in Hong Kong, and all these builders, all these mining pools are coming from US, flying here for like 17 hours and to talk to these builders. That's why we have the side events, not with Merlin projects, but we are doing this with Ethereum projects. We're doing this with Bitcoin mining pools, with CX, with market makers. So we want to see this kind of communication. And I think just for like the past few months, people have changed their mind about Bitcoin layer twos. So yeah, so like I enjoy this kind of like change, so like proving people wrong, proving people right. I think this is happening in Hong Kong, this is happening in the world for Bitcoin.
Let's go, man. Perfect answer. And this has been absolutely amazing. We definitely want to have you on in like a week or two to kind of let us know what exactly happened from the in-depth, because I know you're going to be involved in all the conversations. And if some alpha slips out in that episode, that would be absolutely amazing. But man, we appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for coming, Jeff.
Yeah, thank you guys. Always, I feel like coming back home, going on these shows, not like commercial shows with like all these Twitter space. But yeah, coming back to Ordinal like Revolution like really makes me feel like coming home.
That's awesome,
Go,
man.
man.
We appreciate that. Yeah. And our audience and community knows that like we've had a friendship with you for a long time, but not just the friendship. It's the part that us believing in you and what you've built before. So appreciate it. And we will talk soon.
Yes, and too bad you guys like didn't make it to Hong Kong, but I will definitely be in the Bitcoin Nashville. So see you guys there as well.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
wow! So it's official. You're definitely coming to Nashville.
Yes, of course. I mean,
Let's go.
if nothing goes wrong with the bridge, I will go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, man. Yeah, can't wait for that. Definitely meet you there for sure.
Perfect.
Yeah. See you guys. Bye bye.
All right. Jeff. Thanks, Jeff.
Absolutely amazing. Jeff is one of the guests, man, we always look forward to. Absolutely amazing person. And I'm so happy it's someone like him that's building these layer 2. Someone that we can kind of like look at, take a step back and really say, like, that's our guy, man. And for all the people who were just like just trolling over the last couple of days because you missed out on the Merle airdrop. That was the biggest airdrop in history. 20% of the supply was airdropped to stakers, and that's never happened before. The biggest one before that was probably Uniswap at 16%, right? So this was amazing. The people behind Merlin, man, I just want to say congratulations to those guys and congratulations to the ecosystem, because we definitely have people who I support and I think support us just as well. And I mean that by saying the entire Bitcoin layer 1 ecosystem, having a support system like Merlin and having an EVM environment that we can actually do DeFi stuff with until Opcat is available. When Opcat is here, Merlin's probably going to be the first people to have a bridge right to that, a perfect decentralized bridge. So I'm excited for their future. Yeah.
And you have to remember, whenever you're first to like new innovation, it's a blessing and a curse. The blessing part is you're first to it. The curse part is you got to figure it out, right? And I think that's what's happened. And a lot of other layer 2s and side chains probably should go shake Jeff's hand, because he's kind of fell on that sword, if you will, right? Yeah. But I think that because of that, I do think that Merlin Chain does remain ahead of a lot of these side chains, because they already have that, development and been through the bumps and bruises and everything like that. And we got some Western builders that's familiar with the ordinal space that's going to be launching very, very soon. A DEX on Merlin. I think that's going to be really big. Familiar faces always, bring comfort, right? So I think that's going to be huge. But yeah, I'm excited about it. And I can't wait till we are able to have them on our live stream tomorrow as well.
Yeah, man. Well, that'll be, that has already happened. But definitely, guys, definitely check out ordinalrevolution.com. If you guys are going to Bitcoin Nashville to see Jeff, we do have a 20% off coupon on our site, so definitely check that out. And if you guys are going there, obviously rock your ordinal gear. Let's show the maxis what we're dealing with. So we definitely have some of the best gear. Yagobi's rocking a shirt right there and a hat. We have all that on our site, guys. And think about joining our membership and all that fun stuff. And we'll see you guys soon.
Peace.
Ordinal Revolution. Let's go.